Okay, I believe that I am live. Give me just 1 second and I will confirm it. Still new to the whole streaming setup and trying to make sure that everything is working as intended. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to jump into this. We are in the championship round. We beat both of our previous opponents, including the Chump Stomper. We could not get stomped by the Chump Stomper. But we made it to the championship round versus a Premiere Kyber Champion. And so I thought it would be a good idea for me to look at this account and talk about why the GAC changes were needed. Obviously, it's not a perfect system. There are things that still need to be done. But I wanted to just look at this account and give my 2 cents on it. So you can see this account has Jedi Master Luke, so of course he's got Jedi Knight Luke and Jedi Training Rey. And then some other sensible things to build. Rebels. He's got like a Revan, Darth Revan. He's got Malik in the account. He's got Geos going. And a lot of stuff that's, Gear 11, Gear 12. And when you look at this account really doesn't have a chance against me. But I remember under the old GAC system, we used to see these types of accounts that would build really good characters. They would keep them very low relics, or they might not even push them to relic at all. And they would constantly be at the top of the leaderboard. And that was just a function of the way the matchmaking was set up. And I've got some sirens going on. I don't know what kind of madness is happening outside right now, so I apologize for that. But I'll make a video talking about this a bit more in depth. But building an account like this, where you would build really good teams at low relics or Gear 12, this was a way to prevent having to face big accounts and kind of gaming the old matchmaking system, where not only was there GP for divisions, but then it would match up within those divisions the GP of your top characters. And so by keeping the characters at low relics, most people, when they have good characters, they build them up to get the most out of them, and they throw on relics and they give them high relics. Their GP's very high, whereas an account like this would have never been matched up against me, and so he could just kind of stay at the top of the leaderboard, battling generally poorly built accounts, and then by comparison he was just better. And so basically it rewarded people for minimizing their account growth, and people who built characters, maybe they just like certain characters and they wanted to build them up, or they have a good character and they just want to maximize the character's potential, so they take them to Relic 7 or Relic 8. By doing that, they would also be going up against the other big accounts, but then the people who built these types of accounts would just dominate the top spots on the leaderboard. So that's why the changes, some sort of changes, had to be put in place. That's about all I'll say for right now. Maybe tonight or tomorrow I should have my video done where I go really in depth talking about this stuff. But yeah, I say all that, it's going to be funny if I said all that and then I go in and lose this Grand Arena. But looking at his ships, he just has the malevolence. He doesn't have the negotiator. And looking at his GAC history, he just brings everything on offense. Sets a really weak defense. Now, I am a little bit concerned. By the way, this is also the first time in like 2 months that I'm fighting somebody who has less galactic power than I do. So, on the one hand, we still have to give my opponent props that he's been beating a lot of other accounts, even under this new system. And so when I was looking at his roster, really the only possible way that I could lose to this account is if I allowed him to turn this into a 2-zone battle. So if he just doesn't have the characters, I'm going to be able to more efficiently clear just about anything that he can set. So I just had to avoid getting locked out of zones. So I just needed to make sure I can beat his Jedi Master Luke and his General Skywalker. When we look at his 501st, pretty low gear on them, so my rebels could definitely counter this, even though my Chewbacca mods are not updated for tenacity in this GAC round. I could still take out that 501st, so I'll go into the map here and take a look. So I threw down SLKR, Grievous, Kylo Ren Unmasked. So he had to 2-shot that. He 2-shotted Kylo Ren Unmasked. He was able to get Grievous out in 1 shot. On the back wall, I put kind of weak stuff. I did put this Qui-Gon Omicron team with Newt and the Murder Bears. He 1-shotted all of that. He was able to 1-shot the Bounty Hunters, that is, with the Zam Omicron. 1-shotted General Skywalker, 1-shotted Geo. So give him props for sure. He was still able to clear out all the characters. And I did set I didn't go crazy on defense, but I set a moderately tough defense. And then he succumbed to the cheese here. Putting the rebels as reinforcements, this gets a lot of holds. And because he doesn't have the negotiator, that limits his fleet options. And so he's probably done. But he did very well with what he had. I'm expecting... So by setting up this type of defense, if he puts his Jedi Master Luke on defense, I just go in there with Kenobi and push through it. If he sets his General Skywalker on defense, I can get through that with my rebels. And if he does that, there's no way that he clears all of this. So I'm fully anticipating a very light defense. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking a little bit tougher. But yeah, as long as I get through everything, we should not have a problem. So over here, I'll do Scoundrels. And I'll just nest that. I'll go with a little bit more security there. And let's get this party started. So I'm not sure who I should gun for first. I think I should go for Kyle. Uh-oh, what is that debuff? Maybe I should have looked at Kyle's kit. Jesus, alright. Maybe we'll try that. Okay, so I am probably going to drop one battle here. That was maybe a little bit foolhardy. So I'm not getting counterattacks. And that's why. Okay, alright, alright. Hopefully I'll be able to back out of this, but even if I can't, I'm really not concerned about getting through the Mon Mothma team. But yeah, note to self, don't go in versus Kyle. Alright. So let's forfeit that. Actually, we should be able to get back around to one more. Because she's going to resurrect him. Yeah. But we should be able to get around to one more. One more turn here, and we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We're still not counterattacking. Oh, there goes a counterattack. And then we're dazed. Alright. I wonder if Nest gets one more turn and her AoE is up. I'm not sure that Nest is going to get another turn. Okay, alright. So we'll just come in with Rebels and we'll just push through this. There we go. All right. Over here we'll do Padme with some Galactic Republic. And I'll do Ayla. Don't think I will need Mace for this battle. Let's get some protection up. And we'll just do a hit over there. One of these should be an AoE. Yeah, that should be an AoE. Try to pull back some turn meter, get a few kills. Okay, so now we're killing people for real. Get Daka out of here. We'll get Talzin out of here. We'll get Asajj out of here. I'll try to get Asajj out of here anyways. We'll get protection up again. Take a big hit on zombie. And we'll get Asajj out. We'll get the spirit out. And we get zombie out. There we go. And then what's a good team for here? Let's see. I guess I will do Bastila lead. I'll get Ezra. And Shakti. All right, so let's get rid of this guy. Before that happens. We'll send Bastila over. We'll take him out. Get mission. And then I guess we have to work on Django for a little bit there. Okay. We should be able to get Dooku out. We'll work on that again. get Django out there. We'll send in Bastila to get Dooku. Work on that. There we go. All right. So we've got geos on the back wall. All right, so here I think we can just do Vader. How fast is? Double check his speeds. 217. 240 over there. Let me hold on for just 1 minute. My screen just went out, so I'll just reconnect here. Okay, so it should be back on. All right, so over here I'm just going to go Vader. I think Vader solo will be enough. So we have to go right into Merciless Massacre. We will do a Force Crush. And then I'll try to do just basics all around and see if I can just kill everybody. There we go, 69 banners. Okay, so I don't want to underestimate any of the remaining teams. We have to look at where our biggest threats are. This would have been probably a better nest battle. Well, no, because of R2-D2. So that's probably, this team's probably our next biggest threat. It's not saying much. And then the Bounty Hunters. And then this Qui-Gon team. So I can just do that, and HK should handle this pretty easily. So what's going to happen here is Revan's going to go, fear everybody, kill Qui-Gon. Anakin took his bonus turn and was still had fear. So we'll do that. We will just hit everybody and kill him. There we go. On the back wall. Now we can look at this Padme team and just do a Malak. A Malak solo over here. And who do we want to just start? All right, and do that. All right. Get some hits on Ahsoka. We'll work on Padme here. Now we'll get to work on Shock. And there we have it. All right, so on the front wall here, I think I'm gonna do, I want to make sure I do a Maul Mando team. I guess over here I'll do Palp, Thrawn, Gideon, and Mara Jade. And we'll just overkill everything that's left. So we'll just get an armor shred onto him. I guess we can fracture him. Palp is gonna go. Let's try to stun everybody. So with Mara, I'm going to do the tenacity down. And then we're just going to get to work. Everyone's got shock. We're good with turn meter. There we go. 64 banners. All right. So for this team, I'll do Maul Mando here. And what I love about the Maul Mando team is we don't need really crazy Mandalorians to go with him. We'll get Captain Han Solo out first, and then probably R2-D2, and then probably Rebel Officer Leia, and then Leia. this is going to do it. We'll bring in mace, yeah. We'll bring in way more than we have to, just because we have it. We'll just kill Bosk immediately. We will just go in on Zam. Very good. We'll call Kenobi. We'll give Xian to Snips. We'll take out Zam. We'll take out the Mandalorian. And there we go, 66 banners. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be his stronger fleet. I think I'm just going to do it like this. Yeah, we'll just overkill it. Don't think I'll need Plo. Just on the opening volley here, because this is the endurance, not the negotiator. So on the opening volley, I'm just going to kill Anakin. Then we'll recharge on Snips. We will get our BTLB Y-Wing out. Get his taunt up. We'll kill Rex. We'll take some shots at the clone sergeant there. We'll get unending loyalty. We'll work on 5s. I guess we can try to get the clone sergeant completely finished off. There we go. And we'll finish off 5s. And with that alone, we have won the Grand Arena. But I do want to put a cap on this victory and make sure we get the full clear. So we'll go ahead and put the hunted on Darth Vader. We will go for a stun over here. Resisted, of course. We'll pass it over to him. Alright. Then over here, again, we go under stealth. We get our hits. We'll call an assist. we will pull down that taunt, but he just puts it back up. I think because we're target locked. And then we just start working on Vader. We pass the turn over to Kylo. Get Vader out of here. I think I just call in another assist from Kylo. And we'll basic. And that's it. 67 banners. And just like that, we've defeated a Premiere Kyber Champion. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Under the old Grand Arena system, an account like this would probably just be sitting at the top, fighting a lot of poorly built accounts. But under the new system, he has to fight everybody. And you can't just sit at the top of the rankings fighting poor competition. And so I think this really demonstrates why some changes were needed in the GAC. Again, I have a more in-depth video I'm putting out. Look for it either today or tomorrow for me to go a little bit more in depth. But yeah, I mean, just like that, we've got the win. How much longer do we have? So we have another week of Grand Arena. We were at rank 16 before we lost last week. So now we're at 89. So we're clawing our way back up through the rankings. But that's something else. Yeah, I'll talk about it really quickly, and then I do have to jet. When we look at the leaderboards, so if we start looking at some of these top players within Erodium, he's got 3 GLs with General Skywalker and Malak and the Executor. When we start looking at the people who are on top of the division, you know, we're looking at just very strong accounts, all the 7 million accounts. They all have to fight each other now. Well, I guess that guy's time in the top 10 is probably limited. But all of the big accounts have to fight each other. So like I got matched up against one of these guys, maybe this guy. I'll have to look, but I got matched up against one of these guys when I was ranked 16, and he just had everything and just absolutely wrecked me. Well, I mean, he won by 200 points, and that pushed me down to like rank 100 and something. And then for this round, I had a much easier round. I wasn't fighting just these absolute killers, and then I'm able to work my way back up. And I think this is, once the system is able to settle out more, this is how a lot more divisions are going to start looking, where at the beginning of the season, you know, maybe just based on people who have moved up and moved down, there might be some weird matchups, but pretty quickly, you know, after that first week, if you've recently moved divisions, things are going to start balancing out. And so when we look at the distribution of the players in this division, all of these huge accounts are rising to the top, and they're having to go against each other. And then the nice thing is, they're going to take losses. Like some of these 7 million accounts are going to take losses in the final week. And depending on what our situation looks like, we might actually be able to pass them up. entirely just by virtue of they all rose to the top, had to fight each other, and we are, much lower in the rankings. So ideally, some of these players aren't going to be as crazy as the 7.9 million sixth Galactic Legend accounts that are at the top. So I have hope that the new system is going to be good overall, even if we don't have a whole lot more changes to it. I'm starting to see the proof of concept, and again, after a few more cycles, people will in general be in approximately the right divisions, and if they've played really well and they're a bit higher, they will eventually get knocked down. But it's just going to be a temporary ebb and flow of how this works. So I don't know. I'm not as negative as some people, and if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know. I'd like to hear more about it, get more input, and then look for my video today or tomorrow where I go more in depth and we can talk more there. So thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure we learned anything except don't be foolish and put Nest versus Kyle Katarn. Mon Mothma team, I knew not to do that. I had done it before with a weak Kyle Katarn, but that Kyle Katarn wasn't quite as weak as the other one, and so it was more of an issue. So that's I knew better. I did it anyways. It wasn't that big of a deal. We were still able to get the win. So yeah, other than that, I'm not sure I learned a whole lot, except maybe just reinforced my unpopular opinion that the changes they made to GAC were good. And I know that's a hot take, but it is what it is. That's where I'm at. Hate me if you want. Thank you so much for watching.